Hey, how you doing? Wednesday night bass talk. It is Freak Bass here with you tonight. Thanks for joining me. I am here every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here at the Facebook page and now over at YouTube as well. So make sure if you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button right away. And if you're on Facebook, please share this if you can, get the groove out to the world. And also hit the get notified for live notification, because we're going live here all the time. I'm here, like I mentioned, I'm here every Wednesday night. We talk lots of bass, lots of music gear, techniques, warm-up techniques, breaking songs down, all kinds of things, anything bass related too. I've got a good one for us tonight, but before we jump into it, I want to mention to you every Saturday night I have a show called Saturday Night Chit Chat. If you haven't checked it out yet, it runs here. It runs at the Jam Bass Facebook page and also over at Color Red's Facebook page. And got a different musical guest every week. And this week, I'm super, super excited. I've got the amazing Mr. Corey Wong's going to be joining me from Wolfpack. So make sure you tune in. That's Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. And yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait to. There's so many questions I want to ask him about. He's a bass player too. I don't know if you know that or not. I mean, he's known as a guitar player, but he can play some mean bass as well. So make sure you check that out too. But again, we are here this tonight. Quickly, if you haven't done so yet, we've got a new single dropping next Tuesday. It comes out. It's myself, bassist Stefan Lassard from the Dave Matthews Band, and also Adrienne De Leon from Orgone and Matador Soul Sounds doing the vocals on it. Drops Tuesday. And just, I'll put a link in the description of the show here about, just look below and you can just hit pre-save and it'll save to your Spotify page. It'll go right to your Spotify page right when it drops. It usually drops right around midnight Eastern Time, or no, whatever time zone you're in. So whatever time zone you're in, midnight it'll be happening. But what am I here to talk about today? Well, I want to talk to you about one thing. You know, we talk so much here at Bass Talk about how important songwriting is and writing bass lines. And to me, that's the main thing that's always going to identify you as a bassist. And that's the thing that's going to help you leave your mark. Technique is great. You want to be able to do as much, know as much as you can on your bass, know everything about technique. But songwriting with your bass lines, along with songs, being part of a songwriting process, that's really, really what's going to make you shine as a player, and probably it's going to make a lot of people notice you. They're going to pay attention to you. If you're playing on a lot of really good songs, they'll be like, who is this bass player on this song? That's the case for every musician, really. So because of that, I like talking about a lot of songwriting things that techniques or choices that you can make for your bass line. And one thing that's always really been, it's kind of become a big songwriting tool for me, and that is the flat five, also known as the tritone to some. And the flat five, for people that don't know what I'm talking about, within a scale, there's always there's a fifth note of the scale. If you flat that fifth note, it becomes a flat five. So if we're in the key of C, for instance, C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5. G is the fifth of C. If you flat it, make it a G flat, it becomes That's your flat 5. Now when you play, like I'll say C, when you're playing a C and you play, here's a G, this is the 5, you play them together. If you're a guitar player, you know what a power chord is. That's what the two notes in a power chord, the root and the 5th. When you flat that 5 and you actually kind of play it as a chord, that's where you get this tritone sound, which is kind of a, kind of almost monster movie. Don't open that door. It's kind of got that kind of vibe to it. So, but if you use it within the context of a song, especially like in a lot of funk, which is, kind of one of the things that I do, kind of like my main thing that I do, play bass, play some funk, so, it comes so handy. And there's so many songs that you use, going back to, probably the one that always comes to mind is Chocolate City, by P-Funk, normally you would hear people go, if they did that little da-da-da, like that little line, it would be, it's a little more kind of, la, la, la. But with P-Funk, and I'm sure this is because of Mr. Bernie Worrell. I'll talk more about Bernie here in a second. Change da da. Whoops, sorry, da 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 da. It gives it this like nastiness and grittiness and funk thing to it. And I bring up Bernie Worrell because Bernie and I were jamming one time. I was so lucky to be able to work with Bernie Worrell a little bit. And he stayed at my house for a week when we were recording an album, which was like tripped out. And but I learned so much from him, and so much with songwriting. And I had this lick that I was playing in the studio, and I was like, hey, Bernie, I got this lick, and I think you'll really like it, and, kind of play along with it when we were putting songs together. And it was, it went from like this. Like that. And he's like, oh, that's cool, freak, I dig that, but what if you kind of played it like this as opposed to played it more like this? So from to, and I was like, my jaw dropped, the heavens opened up. It was incredible. When I heard it, I was like, oh man, that's so amazing. And, if you've heard any of our new album, we have a song on there that the line, it's Are You Ready? I couldn't think of the title for a second. It's Are You Ready? And, it comes right in, the bass line starts, it's an E, and, it starts off. So you got that. So it's, probably a normal person would be like, should it be more? No. And that's really that. I can't even put words to it, but for me, it just moves me in a really, really special way. Now, I'm not saying like every song you write that you have a 5th in it, flat it, could be cool, but that's not what the point is here today. The point is that find within your own playing and within your own songwriting magical notes that kind of identify you stylistically and you as a player. Again, for me, a lot of the stuff I write, or a lot of, grooves, bass grooves, I really like incorporating that flat 5 whenever I can. And you can see it with any player, any bass player, any musician, any songwriter. You'll see there's kind of things that they kind of go to, just like a writer or a painter goes to a certain color a lot, or a writer, uses a set of words a lot to describe what they're feeling. And who they are personality-wise. I think as a bass player and as a musician, as a songwriter, there's certain notes I gravitate towards. So find out what those notes are for you. I mean, it may be, like another cool kind of note, that I like, it's like the minor 6. So if you're playing in, like, say, D. I mean, I really like, and even that change going from a... I really like the way that interval sounds, going from whatever your tone is to a minor 6, in this case D to B flat, So, but you're going to be different. You're going to be like, oh, well, I really like the way that a flat 7 sounds, or a ninth sounds within a chord, or whatever the case may be. But experiment around with that, and chances are that you're going to find certain notes that you gravitate more, and you're within your songwriting, and you're going to start writing using those more. In turn, you're going to kind of start developing more of a style. People are going to hear that, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, that sounds like something that that Joe would do, or that Mary would do, or Sue would do, or whatever the case may be. That will be the way to go. So experiment with notes. For me, it's the magical flat 5. I just love it. And you can use it in so many ways. Like I said, if you use it almost like as a chord, or, like that kind of style, it has more kind of a ominous kind of sound. There was an Ohio Players song, I think it's called Hell, that like used the... That's always such a cool groove. But then if you use it within the context of a line, like I said, what I was doing, or of course like the Chocolate City thing. It just adds so much grit and so much just like something about it really moves me. So and that first groove I played that has the 5. Yeah, so that's that. So I'll play a little bit of that more. Thanks for being with me here tonight. Here, let me play a little bit of this, play us out. Wednesday Night Bass Talk. And let me know, please, by the way, also, please share this, like I said. But also, if you can also leave a comment or any questions or any, suggestions for future shows. I'm doing this every week, so it's always good to get more content on here, too. So let me know about that. Let me know if you have any questions. Of course, thank you so much for being with me tonight. And let's play a little bit. Here we go. So thanks again for being with me tonight. Wednesday Night Bass Talk. Join me Saturday night. Mr. Corey Wong from Wolfpack. Saturday at 9 p.m. on Saturday Night Chit Chat. I'll be back here next week too. Thank you, YouTube people. Thank you for all the comments we get on YouTube too. We're starting to grow that channel. It's a new thing for me, but I'm going to keep working on it. But thank you so much. Love y'all so much. See you next time.